Hi, good evening. Welcome back. Today, I'll continue that versus series, whatever I spoke about last evening. So, the topic for today is conversations versus meetings. So, meetings is something which, this is not something new. Okay, meetings is something which is a part and parcel of our day-to-day life in software industry, and like be it any industry, like meetings are a part of this. But this specific context in which we are talking about is wherein a manager talks to his subordinates or team members regarding their career conversations or any issues that he needs to what do you call address or anything like that. So it usually happens typically what happens is like a manager sets up a one-on-one every month or every quarter or whatever, and it's like kind of like a formal meeting wherein you know that there will be something every quarter. You will know that it's something end of the year and all. And the approach, the mindset in which the resources come, like even take for example even me, when I go to meet my manager, is like I go with the mindset that okay, this is a meeting, this is a one-on-one, this is where I talk about XYZ, and it becomes too formal, extremely formal. And once it becomes formal, right, you kind of get into this mindset wherein you're bound by some restrictions within yourself, like okay, I should not talk about this, I should talk about this, I should ask about hike, I should ask about promotion, I should not. Too many things, like you constrain yourself in boundaries and you go and talk. But a very good topic that came up during the training, this was in yesterday's session, but very good point that came up is how you can build that kind of a relationship between a manager and a team member is instead of having these meetings, the formal meetings, have conversations. If you just remember, I just told about how manager needs to have career conversations. Exactly. So these are conversations, these are not meetings. So forget about this career conversation but even any other discussion for that matter. If it is not a formal announcement or something which needs to be told, I think it makes a lot of sense to go in and approach these things with a more casual mindset. Like, go on a go and take the resource when you're going for picking up the coffee in the pantry or something like that. Then just sit down with them in the pantry area, talk to them about it, or probably go to a meeting room along with the coffee. It's actually nice. I think I like this idea. It's a bit challenging now, considering that it's all virtual and it's all spread across the city or the country. But it makes sense to not to set up this so-called one-on-one meetings. Probably take it a little bit more casual, figure out when the resource is free, just get on a call, talk casually rather than making it look like you are doing this meeting, you are doing this one-on-one because you have to do it by the end of this quarter or end of this month and all. I kind of like that. In fact, like I'm very. Uh, it is nice that it came in. That topic came up yesterday. So anyway, today's training was much about growth and feedback and things like that. Especially this feedback thing. This is not new. In one of the, I would say, like first part of this training, which happened few months back, and there was a complete dedicated section about feedback. This was a very small one, small section. There was in fact like a even a 3-member exercise also, that breakout session wherein 3 of us got into a private meeting room wherein we could discuss about this. Like one person did a role play of manager, the other person did a role play of team member, and the other was an observer. Coincidentally, there were 2 of such breakout session, and both of them I was an observer, and it was nice to see those 2 people interact. And it looked a little bit theoretical, it looked a little bit more like a textbook sort of thing, but it's good to observe how other people, especially how other managers, sorry, kind of approach situations, how they talk, how they respond, and all the stuff. It was a good observation. Today was a little bit distracted for me because there were a few other issues with some projects and some coordination with some client and all, which I was not at all related to, wherein I was dragged and things got escalated. I was kind of like a distracted throughout the training today, but overall, I feel that I gave 100% during this breakout session and wherever I could. interact and give my inputs. So today's session was more about those things, like how do you infuse growth mindset, how do you analyze the situation, how do you give a feedback, and all of such things, and kind of this coaching stuff. Okay, there is one more versus thing that came up: coaching versus mentoring. So again, if there is nothing new, I'll probably talk about this part also, coaching versus mentoring, which is again interesting, but the way it was told to us is they both are almost same, but I don't think so. I have my own perception about coaching and mentoring. So in that way, I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, not today, because I don't want to include too many topics in one day. And that's what I have in my mind. So this is what I wanted to talk about. A quick rundown of what happened today, and the main topic, which is conversations versus meeting, and you should have more meaningful conversations than formal meetings. That's the lesson for the day. Thank you so much. I think I need to rush back to ground floor because it's a Bangalore match going on. Punjab played first and they played really well. They scored 206. Need to see how the RCB guys chase it, and I hope and pray that they win. That's always the case, but I need to rush back. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye bye.